You laughed at me.
Wow.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an episode of the Muttlay Krew. We are here for 2025, and it's time to talk some Rugby League. I'm here in the game room boulevard, still looking fresh, looking new, looking a bit the same. But I'm here.
You look the same.
I don't know about that. But, well, you stole the mic anyway. I'm here with the big Cody Sea Dog. And somewhere in the back corner, we've got our little Kyle Alalay over there.
In the corner.
Fucking nothing little about me, mate. Well, that's a lie. Nothing.
Just slightly.
Nothing you can see is little.
But yes, we're here to rip into the Rugby League season 2025. And I think we're going to start with how we think the ladder is going to look into the future.
We'll look straight into it. We're not even going to throw a bit of banter or whatever. New year, new us.
Someone's got dinner plans, and we took 2 hours, and we weren't even sure
What
if
sort
we're
of
doing anything
plans?
today.
Do we want to let the fans know what we're bringing them this year? A little bit of a change up, a little bit of extras.
A little bit of extras, but still just good old chat about Muttlay Krew and football. But, you know, we have a passion, and that's Supercoach.
We have a passionate
Supercoach, and we think we could talk about that much more direct, energetically.
And to the 4 of you out there listening, throw forward your ideas how we get better. We're trying to change the format up again this year.
If you could just please not break your fibula.
We're just trying to find our groove, find our rhythm, find what you guys like. So, hey, reach out, say something.
So, yeah, we're going to get out there.
Double do you.
We're going to get out there Mondays. We're going to review the action and then talk about our beloved teams, the lovely Newcastle Knights, the beautiful Broncos, and the radical Roosters. We're staying positive this year too. It's all
Fuck no, we're not.
The rambunctious Roosters.
So we're going to be doing that on Mondays, talking about some big things.
Replacing our ACL Roosters.
We're going to be talking about the highs and the lows of anything around the Rugby League of the weekend. And then we're going to be hitting the Supercoach, where we just want to rip to shreds our own team, each other's teams, some dickheads that fucked up, some good guys, and just wishing we had 34 trades instead of 2. But that's what we're going to be talking about.
Mate, I have 34 trades the first 12 weeks. I don't know what you're talking about.
Just quickly, can I just touch on it? You know, since on the other side of the world, the Rugby League's already started. What about the ups and the downs over there? First game of the year, 1-0.
Oh,
Went to overtime 1-0.
Was that Lee Leopards, eh?
And another team, and another one of the other games was like 82-0.
Yeah, St. Helens pumped.
Yeah, Stafford, or whatever it was.
Wow.
What about 1-0 and 82 in the same thing? Let's hope for big
How
things
good
like that
is
for the Rugby League. Rugby League.
Rugby League.
Why don't you just give
Rugby
Tristan Saylor the Man of Steel already? Can't even fucking crack an NRL team.
Well, how good do the NRL players look over there?
Oh.
Kyle felled it as well.
What about
I'll tell you what, Stafford felled
Jared
it.
Wee Hargreaves in a different jersey? That looked a bit interesting.
Oh, no one cares. He's only a fucking rooster.
Okay, yes. And then we're going to be coming... And then
Okay, Jake.
And then on Wednesdays, we're going to be talking about the week coming up, our tips, our bets, our previews, where we're going to try to win some money for the beloved people here and listeners. And we're going to be hitting some big barks this year. It's happening. I can already feel it.
Barks, plural.
We're going to hit a big bark.
How about we just start with one?
Yeah, that's good.
No,
idea.
we're at least 3.
At least 3 this year.
I reckon over under 2.5 this year.
Man, with the way you guys go, how I go on a big bark, I'm going unders.
I was going to say, hey, we're normally pretty good.
Yeah, all right.
Me and him sabotage each other.
Yeah.
Well, of course, that is our pre-season plan. Hopefully we can go and keep to it this year, but, you know, it's harvest life and someone living in Brisbane and someone working all the time and then just everything else. But
And then the other guy that just wants to nap and sing sweet lullabies of a Monday
exactly.
afternoon.
But at least we got some sort of a plan, so we'll keep what happening.
Sweet Caroline.
Dum dum one gum.
But other than that, we're all doing all right. We're all driving again.
He laughed at me.
We're all driving again. Yeah, driving each other insane.
Cheap shot, fuck you.
Get it was positive. Being positive.
Oh.
I wish I had saved that video on the weekend.
Well, we were being positive, but now it's time. Let's start getting negative. And unfortunately, not every 17 teams can play finals football. So we're going to start off with the 9 teams that we don't think are playing finals football. And no, we have no idea what each of us are going to say. So this is how we're going to start it.
Yeah, it's going to be, we're all going to be as surprised as you.
And we don't want to start right at the bottom. So we're going to start at just missing out.
No, we're gonna work up to the
We're going to build
to the spoon.
We'll build to the spoon and then we'll build to the
We've
minor
got
premierships.
ourselves a stick at the moment.
Yes.
We're going to start whittling. We're going to whittle away until we're just left with our spoon.
Does anyone want to go first? Does anyone else want
Yeah, I'll go.
You know what?
Sorry, Cody, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, you know what? I was going to start off with one of our beloved teams sitting in ninth.
Okay. You go, because I think we might be on the same page. Same page. Fuck it.
It's on the same page. It's going to take this contagious. That was contagious for those of you playing at home. We haven't quite exactly got down how we're going to go about this. We're just going to start rattling off some names here. I'm going to start with my 9 though, and I can't see them. I know with experience and stuff, but I can't see the Roosters making it this year. I reckon they're going to be sitting in 9th.
Okay, we haven't gone the same way.
No, I just wanted to know because I'm just going to spray the Roosters early.
Yeah, cool.
And I don't reckon they make finals this year.
Right. No, man, we want haters. Go for it. We want haters. We've got plenty.
So we're gonna do it 3 at a time, or what do you reckon?
Yeah.
So I told you what I reckon, and we're not doing what I reckon, so we do it your way.
So I've got Roosters in 9th there, just slightly pipping the Tigers, and then I've got the Warriors in 11th.
See, I don't like this because I've got 3 different teams. So that's 6 whole teams we're talking about right now.
Roosters, Tigers, Warriors. Well, how do you want to go about it?
Well, no.
I think we're talking about 9th.
Well, just tell us
Let's
your
talk
9th
about
then.
9th, yeah.
What's
So,
your 9th?
Cody, you got the Roosters at 9th. I like that. I'm going a bit north of the border. I've got the Cowboys.
No,
just
we're
missing
doing
finals.
south. We want the bottom 8, brother, not north.
But Cowboys are north. I got the Cowboys coming, missing out of the finals in 9th. I think they got a pretty good team on paper, but they're missing a halfback this year, and I just think...
And they're missing tackles.
And they're going to miss a lot of tackles, and they got a few young blokes. I just, think in 9th.
They can't spell defense.
Yes.
But defend with a fucking wet tissue.
Actually, I think that has better defense.
Cody,
That can stop bacteria at least.
Kyle,
Jake.
who do you have at 9th?
I've got the Wars.
Ooh, the wee one.
How
Yeah.
do you see them finishing 9th?
Well, I could explain, but I don't want to go into the next teams.
I'm asking you about the Warriors, though. Fucking hell.
Yeah, but he might have had them lower, but the teams below him are worse.
Oh,
No, well,
This is why we couldn't think of a way of
I know what
bringing
you're
this to
saying.
you without jumping around or being...
I know what you're trying to
predictable.
say, but I was just taking the piss.
you were, because I asked you about the Warriors, and you're talking about this. No, why are the Warriors
in
coming
the time.
Yeah, the
So-
Warriors are coming 9th because this team's coming 10th.
Fucking hell.
So I had the Warriors floating anywhere from like 6th down to 14th, honestly, because it's the Warriors. You don't know what you're going to get. I just don't know how. I like them putting RTS back on the wing. I think that's going to work really well for them. I just don't know how Metcalf and who's their other half.
Exactly.
Timori Mati.
Exactly.
But the thing is, when they've got contradicting form, because when Martin's the 7, he had a better winning record than RTS last year, but Metcalf plays better in the 7 when Johnson's there, so it's going to be weird them two trying to find their dynamic.
Yeah.
I do love the RTS on the wing though. He looked real good there.
If you're not going to play him at fullback, wing's the next best place. So, yeah, I've had them just missing the 8. But I, again, wouldn't be surprised if they're pushing for a top 4 spot at the back end of the year.
I just if everything goes the way and everything's like I was saying, if there's no injuries this year, it's going to be tough to make that top 8.
Oh, man.
If all the
trying
teams
to put
are
this
firing.
together, putting this whole ladder together, I was just like,
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Beautiful. Well, I'll go first on my 10th. And it hurts me to say this, but I had to be a bit of a realist.
There's no way you put them that high.
nah, still too high.
I've got the mighty Newcastle Knights coming in 10th.
No, to be fair, that's exactly where someone who knows their team sucks would put their team to make them feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
That's right where you'd put
And
them.
we don't
Yeah.
suck. We've made the finals last 2 years.
Mate, honestly, you're one Kalen Ponga injury away from having a tough
Ponga's
time against the
not
New South
gonna
Wales
get
Cup
injured,
team.
Mate. He's not going to get injured. So
Yeah,
he can
'cause he's
win
gonna
us a lot
demand
of
a trade.
games.
I'm not saying he is going to get injured. I'm just saying you are one
And I feel
KP
like I could
injury
still
away
be
from.
very wrong because if one of our halves, if we choose one and they play all year, we have the other parts of a team to definitely play finals.
Okay, can
And
you
we
tell
have a
Adam
good home
O'Brien
field,
that?
And that's where we're at. So I've got Newcastle Knights at 10.
Actually, we do spray your team a lot. But if you just change that coach, I reckon you could go a long way.
Again, we have made the finals the last 2 years in a row. Before that, we were absolutely shit.
Actually, do you know who Adam O'Brien reminds
So I want
me
to
of?
just restart.
Me as a super coach. Oh, that didn't work in 2
That
weeks.
is
Fucking
a
change it.
Spray. Poor O'Brien.
Oh, that didn't work after 2
Yeah.
weeks. Gone.
Oh,
Oh, that didn't work either. Gone.
O'Brien.
Kyle, who do you got coming 10th?
I've got the old Parramatta doesn't matter.
Ooh.
I don't know about them. Like last year, they were fighting for a spoon. And I don't think the addition of just Zach Lomax is going to be
And
enough.
they've gotten worse.
Dylan Brown's up in the air. That's going to be a distraction for them. Their record when Clint Gutherson isn't fullback defensively is ridiculous. They've got Iongi coming in.
He's unproven.
Like, they've just a lot of question marks. On paper, they're good enough to fight in the 8. Whether that actually happens, I don't trust them to bounce from 16th up into the top 8 this year. That's why I've got them in at 10.
Okay.
And for me, my 10th spot, they've got a decent squad this year, and I reckon they're on the up, but I don't reckon they make finals. I've got, surprisingly, the Tigers sitting in 10th.
Well, not surprisingly, you told us earlier.
True. No, you've got me there.
Nah.
Well done. Well played.
You still think they can jump 7 positions? Oh,
Mate, that team,
tough.
It-
Oh, yeah.
that team on paper, that's what I mean.
Benji Marshall coach.
We're only really going off on paper here.
Of course.
Well, that's good because I have the Tigers at 11
Ooh.
because originally I had them making the 8,
Nah. I'd
but
love to see
I
it.
then thought about it
They're not jumping.
a little bit more, and I'm like,
I did
they're
have
going to
them up
struggle
there.
early.
But I was like, they're going to do a Bulldogs.
Mm.
They're still another season away. Like everyone thought the Bulldogs was going to make the finals 23,
Yeah.
Fucking didn't.
and they weren't very good. But they went again 24.
Yeah, but
so I
you
reckon
still
the
didn't think they were gonna
Tigers
make
are
finals last year.
one more year away.
Yeah, I think they just need that time for Galvin and Luai to sort of get together. Coruscant's missing the first 1 or 2 weeks. And I just think it's going to be a bit of I reckon the Tigers fans, they just need to stay patient. I know it's hard after this amount of time, but I think because they've got all these recruits in, everything's starting to look good on paper, they're going to go, oh, yeah, like we're a fucking chance of making the 8. It's still a tough competition, and they've got to allow those first 8 to 10 weeks for everything to gel and make sure that there's no injuries that happen.
That's the thing. When we start naming our top 8, you'll see why it's going to be hard for those teams to push into the top 8 within that first year of like getting a few good signings.
Like I honestly think that
it's a tough comp.
I think for the Tigers with the squad they've assembled, anything above 14, if they finish higher than 14, I think that's a win for them. Like at the rate they're going, anything that's above 17 is a win.
What if we can just?
The fans want 10th or higher, though, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. But you're just looking for improvement. You've gone back to back to back.
And if they jump
in a
6
row.
spots,
Who got the spoon last year?
Tigers.
Tigers.
So they went 4 in a row.
3 in a row.
3 in a row.
I thought they were pushing for the 4-peat.
This is a 4-peat.
This year will be.
Yeah. They
Because,
should avoid that unless something drastically
the-
goes wrong.
They've just got to be happy with not that. Like you're used to getting the spoon.
Yeah. Baby
15th,
steps.
15th is a
Yeah.
good for them. You want to aim about halfway up. You want to be about that 12, 13, I reckon.
They've just got to remember you got to crawl before you can walk, and you got to walk before you can run.
Nah, fuck it. Curl up and roll, baby.
Awesome.
What about you?
Got...
You're number at 11 now,
You're at
buddy.
11.
Yeah, I've already missed something. Anyway, I've got the boring Raiders at 11th for me. I just think I don't really rate them, but I feel like Ricky Stewart, they got the Ricky Stewart and these forwards. They're just not going to lose
11th.
11th. Yeah.
Damn. I mean,
Every
they do
year
prove year after
every
year.
year we're like they're shit as, and they're not going to be great, but
Well-
they're going to win enough games, in my opinion.
Last year, I had Raiders coming last, Ricky Stewart getting sacked, and they were pushing for a final spot in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So,
And I just hope for them, Fogarty if he stays fit all year, I think they can even get better than that because that's what they miss. He's such a good halfback. I think he's a bit underrated.
And I think we found fucking KO Weeks a spot in that team.
I think so too. Yeah, he looks good.
He just giving him that time and that space to use his speed.
oh, he's lightning, eh?
And he's got, obviously plays a bit of eyes up footy because he's used to being in the halves.
Yeah.
It could change his career.
Ka-chow.
Oh, you got 11th, Cody.
Oh, I wonder. Let's just rewind and
I
When
actually
it was
forgot who you got at 11.
Yeah, me
Oh,
too.
I know.
the
I know.
Wee-Wars.
Yeah, the Wars.
The Wee-Wars. Got the Warriors in 11th.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Oh, blimey. You just with their consistency, they had that one good year last year. They just didn't. I mean, like the same as everyone we've been saying here. They string a few games together and find some consistency. They can see themselves higher up the ladder.
Well, we just
But
got to look at
they
their percentages last year when SJ didn't play. They have the whole season without him this year, so
But
they could almost win every game.
It's just going to be how Martin and Metcalf, how they play together. I think last year they were struggling to find the dominant of the two. They played a few games together. It wasn't quite where they wanted it to be.
Metcalf's season was interrupted last year with injuries.
Oh, absolutely.
So, hopefully he gets a full season, or majority of it at least. Anyway,
Fisher Harris looks like he's rubbing off on him as well.
Yeah, well,
with that leadership and that extra "come with me, boys."
Well, he does bring that little bit extra than AFB in the fact that he could bring a winning mindset to the club. Not that AFB wouldn't bring a winning mindset. It's hard if you're not around that culture.
That aura.
Yeah.
As well. The boys are going to be like, he knows what to do. He's done it 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
Come with me,
and
boys.
He's a scary dude. Not that AFB isn't, but I think...
he's too old. I'll take him.
I'd rather have...
To the pub for a beer because he's a great bloke.
If I had to choose which one of those two I'm running at, I'd rather run at AFB than Fisher Harris.
I'll choose neither.
Oh, I wouldn't want to run it either. But if I had to choose, I'd rather run at AFB.
I'd run at the Fish. I think he's a lot more structured in his tackle. He's more effective. AFB just kill you. Anyway.
Any chance, though, we're wrong and the Warriors make finals and pushing AFB, I think. I mean, not AFB.
The Fish.
The Fish is... He could be top... I think he's already up there, but he could end up being top 3 front rows ever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If they make a deep run in the finals on the back of him.
That'd be crazy. Beautiful. Oh, I've got at 12th.
Beautiful.
12th, I'm going to go the Tigers. I've got them going up a little bit, and I can't wait to see them play, and I just really hope they do play better. I'm all about them. They'll be like... They're always one of my favourite other teams, so up the Tigers, and I think they'll do better, but they're still going to be... They're still pretty shallow, I think. A couple bad injuries. And I think, Benji Marshall's still working out his back line, and the forward pack's very young still. So, I think 12th.
Yeah, nice. I got the Raiders at 12.
Yep.
For similar reasons to you, Carter. But again, I want to write them off, but you can't.
Nah.
With Joe Tappaney...
You fucking can.
I don't want to give much away, but I know you're good for having a team that doesn't win any games all season, brother.
I've got to back him for at least one after last year.
It is only trials, but they haven't actually looked too bad, to be honest, in the pre-seasons against some of the other teams. I don't really watch any minute of pre-season, but yeah.
You don't, like, Fogarty, underrated.
And they just play at Canberra. A lot of people hate playing there. It's hard to play there. They're going to win a few games at home. They always do. And yeah.
Fuck it.
And I think Joseph Tappaney is a top 5 front row in the game. And if you have a top 5 front row in the game, you're also going to win a few games here and there.
It was a great career move for him to leave the Knights as a junior.
Fuck off, dude. Why? Like, who remembers he played for Newcastle?
I didn't even know he did until I saw that thing that come through.
Fuck
Who's that?
Joe Tappaney was a back rower.
Oh, yeah.
It was a gun.
But my 12, I've got the boys, the Cowboys. I've dropped them a little bit lower than you fellas there, and I've gone down to 12th. I just don't... Huh?
Yeah. I haven't named the Cowboys yet, mate.
Oh, I thought you had.
No.
I was going to say, I like how we've named
the
4 teams and everyone's in the same area. We haven't... everyone's been naming everyone.
Well, we got the Tigers 10, 11, 12.
Yeah. And I got the Cowboys sitting at 12. I just don't know. They've lost their halfback, but they'll get the young fella in. A few different outside back positional changes. Taumalolo's getting that bit older. I think who'd they lose in the off season?
Finny,
fucky
Felt's gone.
Felt.
Holmes
and
gone.
Didn't they lose another
Chad
back rower
gone.
for the season?
Heel and Lukey's gone.
Heel and Lukey's injured. Like, it's just going to be tough for them, and their defense is already as bad as it is. And if they're looking at bringing people up into the team, they just had 50 points put on them.
And the biggest loss they've had is the Chad.
That's what I mean. Like, they're down the halfback. They got the young fella in.
Yeah, I'm swapping.
Yeah.
You're swapping.
I had the Cowboys at 9th. I'm putting them at 14th, and my team at 14th, I'm putting up to 9th.
That's so
fucking. How does a team at 14 jump to 9?
Yeah, you can't. What?
Like,
Anyway, we can't get to that team yet, obviously, because he's not. So we've got the Tigers in 14th. Cowboys in 14th, apparently.
Jesus Christ.
And whoever was 14th has just had a great turnaround of the season and come in 9th.
I think I know who it is. Yeah, right.
Well, I've got it 13th just to start off, and because we've already touched on them, I'll just quickly mention them. I've got the Warriors at 13th.
Oh, you don't back the Wars.
No, I don't. Unfortunately, I just think they're young halves. I don't see them gelling at all.
That's on Australian.
And I just know they're gonna drop one early. Tenon Boy's gonna have a crack, and it's just not gonna work. Hopefully I'm wrong, but that's what I'm doing.
You know what? I kind of hate us right now because we're all kind of on the same page about this fucking bottom 8. We're all there and thereabouts. Except for one team. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So yes, I got the Warriors at 13th, unfortunately, but I've lost a lot of good players.
I was going to say, you're going to have the Cowboys. You originally had the Cowboys 4 spots higher than the Warriors.
Yeah, I know.
Ridiculous. Do you even get rugby league?
I'm just going to fucking jump in here and I'm going to say my 13th as well. Lucky, unlucky 13th. The Dragoons.
Oh, no way. We both have the Dargans.
Get in there, butter. Get in there.
You've
I
got
just-
them jumping up a bit, Bull.
They've got some new pieces, some good acquisitions. You know, they've got rid of Bad Habit Hunt.
That joke.
Got rid of Bad
Oh.
Habit Hunt, you know, because you make the Australian and the Queensland team off bad habits, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, well, you definitely make the Queensland team off bad habits.
They've got-
not the
No,
Blues
you
team,
don't.
mate.
Ask for feeder. So I've got the Dragons sitting there. I like, you know, in their time or just individually, I think the signings that they made are good, but I just don't think 3 people over the age of 33 are going to. How old's Holmes? He might not be 33 yet. I don't think 3 people that is probably, you know, over their prime hump are going to change them all that much.
No, I think they'll instill a better culture at the club.
Yeah, I reckon they'll be in more games. You know, they're probably not going to get blown out as much. They're going to stand up and keep having a crack because they'll have Gutho there.
Yeah.
Who will just be there till the end. I just don't know. I just don't know about the team. Like, you got Francis Molo, who probably won't even play NRL this year because he wants out, but they won't let him.
But I honestly think one of the biggest things for them is the Ben Hunt distraction is gone now.
Yeah,
They
but
can
they'll also
focus.
still probably pick Rawalawa. So,
Yeah, well, you know, every team's got one of them.
yeah, we were having a go at the Knights coach, but maybe the Dragons coach should.
Well, I think
They did look all right in their trial. I know it was against a third-string Roosters team, but I checked out the highlights, and they didn't actually look too bad. I just don't think that they're going to be able to hold it up for the season. And
Well,
that's
they've got
why I've got
the
them
young-
13th.
the young halves. It's just I'm like, I don't know. They're a tricky one. Like, they're not fighting for finals. They were one of the ones where I'm like, I know I can place these guys from 12 to 17 somewhere, and they're not going to.
They could definitely finish higher. Like, you never know, like, what.
Well, like last year, they were fighting
what's
for
the
a
name?
final spot.
They're slipping my mind at the moment. Damien Cook.
Yeah, Cookie.
Like, he might still have 2 or 3 good years in him.
He'll probably finish the year at the wing, to be honest.
The centers, I heard.
All right, well, I'll jump to 14 because as the Dragons are me 13, so Cowboys I've got finishing 14.
Same as Jakey Boy.
I wouldn't be surprised if
I think so anyway. We haven't heard his 14th yet.
No, I'm not changing, even though I'm wrong already.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys got the spoon, to be honest. Like,
They've got that. They've got the defense in them.
man, I'm big on defense wins games, and they've got none of that. So, like, they're going to have to outscore their opponents, and there's other teams that are shaky on the defense as well. So, I think when they come up against those sorts of teams, they'll blow them apart.
And the thing with the Cowboys too is they didn't have the defense, but they had the points in them. And I just don't think they have as many points this year as they did last year.
They're going to put a lot of pressure on. Well, if they go Jake Clifford is an option, or they've got that young fella.
You lose Felt, who's like their leading try scorer. You
And
lose
goal kicker.
Holmes, who's a great finisher.
And goal
Helam
kicker.
Lukey, Finu, Fuki.
Yeah.
Like, they've lost some points.
Yeah.
And then, like, that puts a lot of pressure on, like, your Nanais and your Tamalalos and those sort of players. The young ones, maybe like who's Kyle Labert might come into the team.
Yeah.
It starts putting pressure on those boys.
Well, you've got
And I just don't think that they're going to be able to handle it.
if Tommy Dearden or Scotty Drinkbloke gets an injury early in the season, they're in a lot of trouble.
The Cowboys are going to want to. When's Dearden's contract up?
Oh, they've re-signed for another 5 years.
Oh, they got
he's
lucky.
locked in.
Oh,
Well,
sweet.
So
At
it's going to
least-
be interesting to see if
At
he's
least
as
they were
good as
smarter
what-
than the Broncos.
It's going to be interesting to see if he's as good as what people think, because I can't wait to see him be the man. To see
Well, I
if
reckon he has started taking the leap, but I was like, if they play a bit shit for the next 1 or 2 years and he comes off contract, he's gone. But they've luckily
Oh, yeah.
just
He's gonna
sewn him
But at
up.
least the one thing you know you're going to get with Tommy Dearden, he might have a bad game or two, but you're going to get his effort.
Oh,
The effort's
absolutely.
always there, which is all you can ask, really. Like, they're human, so you know they're going to have a bad game here and there. But Cowboys 14th is probably as good as I could get for them.
Awesome.
Righto, Jack. Who's your 14th?
I've gone the other Queensland team, the Dolphins. There's a few of them, but I'm going the Dolphins at 14th. I want them to keep going okay, but I'm worried Wayne Bennett's gone and what's going to happen. But in saying that, I think their teams, their depth is actually really good. Of course, they're maybe missing the top echelons of guns, but I think they've still got a really strong team and squad. Like their 2 reserve grade teams were in the grand final last year, so I think that's a good thing. I think Hammer's going to get better and better still, but unfortunately, I think Katoa's going to keep getting better too as a half, but I think I still have them coming 14th, not any higher or lower.
I think I reckon Katoa takes that next step, to be honest. In saying that,
I reckon after last year, how we sort of started the year and then, sort of got benched and was coming off the bench and stuff, I reckon he would have had a ripper-off season because he even said it was his fitness that was letting him down. So if if he's a man of his word and he really wants it, he would have had a massive off-season and he'll come back in fitter and stronger because you need to be fit to run that team.
Well, I think the Dolphins have been tipped to get the spoon this year. I think I've seen a few of them come out with the Dolphins as coming last.
I just think
I
it's
can tell you that Wayne Bennett's pixie dust doesn't do that much.
No.
They're not going to go from
it's just so hard where to pick him, and they've
fringy
got
finals down to
they've got a new coach that people don't really know. And I think a lot of question marks are just if Tom Gilbert and
Flegler
are going to play this year and be it, because if they're playing and they're getting better, getting back towards their Queensland origin, they're not going to be bottom. And they got Saifidi, which I think
sure
he'll come back playing
Gilbert's
all right.
a good chance. I'm pretty sure Flegler's still
That's 50,
question marks.
50, yeah.
And I mean, they do have the hottest man in rugby league on their
Yes,
team,
that helps.
so they can't come last.
I'm just a little worried about the whole Jake Averillo at 5'8". I don't know about that.
He went good there last year.
Yeah.
Well, they said they pumped the Broncos with him at 6, and then they got beat the last round with him at 6.
Yeah. It'll be good to, if he gets a full season under his belt.
He's not bad enough to not be in the team.
No.
So they need to find a spot, but they've got some pretty good centres.
I think the injury to Trey Fuller's
sucks.
It sucks because I would have loved to see him at fullback with the hammer at centre. Defensively, I think that's so much better.
It's only defensively, yes, but it's only I feel like now,
because who's their other centre
year
now?
3, 4, 5, Hammer has to be the guy.
Yeah.
You can't be putting your guy in the centres.
I know.
He's got to be at fullback. I know, structurally with the team, with Fuller at the back, they look really good and defensively in the centres, but it's time now for the Hammer to become that guy.
Yeah.
And he's your fullback, and he's running the game.
Who you got at 14, Big Cody?
14, I have the Boobs. I've got the Tits, I've got the Titans. I've got them down in 14th. They're doing a bit of a Knights this year, and they're gambling a little bit with their halves, pun intended, because they're thinking about maybe bringing Foran off the bench,
surely not,
and playing Brimson and Campbell in the halves to allow Keno Kinney because he's carving up. You can't not have Kinney in that team. And then I think for their predicted round 1, they've got Brimson in the centres, and we know that doesn't work for them. But you have to have him in there somewhere. So I think they're going to be experimenting too much with that.
I think it's the same situation every year with the Titans. They've got 4 fullbacks, no halves.
And Fafita, I seen him in that trial game, and he scored a try at the end of the half, but he didn't look impressive. He still looks unfit. How can be this, if he's really fair dinkum about it and cut up about not making the Queensland team last year and really wants to put that effort in and really wants to be a mainstay in the NRL, he needs to do better in the off-season. He looks so unfit. And I'm how can you still, he's getting to the point now where there's going to be young guys coming through that are going to want it more than him and are going to take his spot. Because he can't just keep getting by on, natural physical talent, especially now that he's been pushed to the right-hand side. Well, he was in that trial. I don't think he looks as good on the right-hand side as he does on the left-hand side. But both for Moores, I think he's playing left. I just don't know. The Titans, for me, they'll be lucky not to come last. Because the games they were winning last year, it wasn't on defense. It was on points scored. They're the same as the Cowboys.
They're the same as the Cowboys, but they're just...
I think now with the three young whippy playmakers, I just don't think it's going to work.
They're like the Warriors without defense. Because the Warriors' attack can be hit and miss. The Titans' attack, if it's on, hard to stop. but it's not always on.
Yeah. They'll score 40 and you'll score 44.
That's it.
15th?
15th. I've got the Dragons at 15th, mate. I don't know. These last three teams, it's like, this is what I had left and this is what I'm doing. But I don't know. Dragons.
Scissors, paper, rock.
I really like what the Dragons did. I like.
So this is your 15th, 16th, 17th.
Yeah.
This is why we should have done it like that.
I just put the Dragons here because, I do like their signings of the older fellas. I think it's going to help them get a culture, and I think that means they're going to be in a lot more games. But I think maybe without the halves, without the polish, they're not going to win many games. But in saying that, I think they got a fucking... Shane Fleming's a good coach. I reckon they will win a few games. But I've got them at 15th. So Dragons
But they
15th.
now don't have that X factor. That's where it's going to be hard.
Oh, they got Val Holmes, mate.
Yeah, but I mean, still got a goal kicker, I suppose. But they lose Zach Lomax, who was their top try scorer, point scorer, and Ben Hunt, who
Scoring a lot of points.
was the most try assists for them.
Yeah.
They lose. That's a lot. That's a lot to lose.
Yeah, but they've got X Factor and Clint Gutherson, mate.
Sure.
He had too much X Factor. That's why Parra didn't want him.
Anyway, that's my
Yeah.
15th. Boys, where we at with 15th?
Cody, do you want to go on this one?
Look, mate.
I'll take last place. I'll take the last one.
In 15th, I've got the Eels.
Wow.
I've got the Eels sitting
Yeah.
that low.
I could see them finishing that low.
I just,
I got 'em
they
at 10,
just,
Wow.
I don't think Moses and Brown are going to be enough. Iongi's only young. Brown, like we were talking about it last weekend, Brown's sort of agents asking for 1.2. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't proved himself. He had the perfect opportunity last year while Moses is out for a long period of time to stand up and own that team and run that team around the park, and he just didn't.
He had a chance to be a Luai, but he chose to be an Ezra Man.
Exactly. Except he didn't try and kill anyone. But
I was meant on field, but anyway, yeah, we'll go with that.
he can't get on the field because of. I just don't know if they just and they got rid of RCG, who's probably one of their better forwards last year. They lose their inspirational captain, who, as much as there were some games where the Eels are well and truly out of it, and he's still giving his all for them. And I just don't think there's many other players in there. You got your Cartwright. There's he's a bit up and down. Madison's a bit up and down. I don't think they're going to have any consistency. They're going to probably be relying too much on Junior Bolo up the front. I just don't think they're going to go anywhere.
It's going to be a frustrating year to be an Eels fan, I think.
Dude, they were tipped to win the premiership last year and didn't even make the finals. The Panthers curse. Lost to the Panthers and they've been nowhere since. I just can't see them finishing that high. And I just reckon the comp's going to be that tight this year that 15th is where they sit.
Not a bad shout. As I said, I had them at 10, but if they finished as low as 16, I wouldn't be too surprised either. For my 15th, this is where things are going to get spicy.
Yeah, here we go.
I've got the Knights.
You're an asshole. You're an ass.
I could have easily put them down at 17, to be honest. They are, as I said earlier, they are one Kalen Ponga injury away from having a tough game against North's first grade out here. I don't know how you're a Knights fan some days, Jake.
It would be hard.
I honestly think some days Adam O'Brien's just throwing darts at a dartboard and going, "Oh, that's my halves for this week."
Yeah. He walks in and spins the old fucking
if I had confidence in
twister.
If Adam O'Brien would stick with just the two halves and if no injuries were to happen from the start of the year and actually back him to put in some time.
One.
I would happily move the Knights up that ladder.
Pick one. Pick and stick one half. It doesn't have to be both of them.
And they're all pretty
Just pick
shit.
one.
It's hard to pick a stick, though.
You've got a premiership winner there.
Yeah.
And you're picking Gamble, who basically bagged his ex-coach when he left, who's now been sacked.
But the Knights are another team, if it all clicks for them and they work it all out, they're a top 8 team. But I just don't trust them. And as I said, you're hinging on Kalen Ponga staying fit the whole season. I think he's going to come up with some injuries.
Kalen Ponga would be pretty fit on Hinge.
And, Kalen Ponga's already looking forward to his contract with the Roosters, so he's probably not going to put in much this week.
And
this year.
Hey, while we're here, 16th, Knights. That's where I've got them. Barely off the bottom of the barrel. I've got them down there. Look.
How does a team with the back line of Ponga, Dangogo, Brabham Best, Greg Marzu...
Well, Marzu's got to make that
just
buck.
All right, so
finish 16th or 17th.
let's look at horse racing.
Let's just
right?
sharp.
Good.
We got
Fletcher Sharp's your 5'8".
No, he's not playing.
you got your back line, beautiful back line. Let's imagine it as a nice, beautiful steed, right? Beautiful horse, lovely, fit, firing, and fucking Shaq's riding it. Where the fuck are you going, brother?
Yeah,
You're going
not
nowhere.
16th or 17th, mate.
You got no consistency.
How's it any different than the last 2 years when we've made
You've
finals?
lost your forwards.
We haven't lost our
Brother.
forwards. We've got better forwards. But anyway, whatever. This is your picks.
You lost Daniel Saifidi, who's probably your best
He
forward.
played like shit the last 3 years. That's why we got rid of him.
I just
Pretty
reckon.
clearly.
I just reckon the
No,
club.
Jacob's been playing better.
I just reckon the club altogether. You've got females even pulling out of the female team.
Because they're sick of winning.
It's not because they're sick of winning, champion.
Who gets sick of winning?
It's not because they're sick of winning. It's all
They
personal issues that can't be disclosed.
They want to go back to home to Brisbane.
So
Fuck.
I'd be wanting out of there too. I just think the whole culture down there at the moment's a mess. I don't think Adam Bryan's doing anything for it. And I just reckon that your team, though it has good players, if it has no go forward and no halves to control it, what good's the back line?
And if they don't want to play for a coach, they're not going to. So
Yeah.
I think this,
And like you said,
I'm always,
Kalen Ponga's on his way out, so he's going to be easy.
I'm always there for the coaches and the fact that I don't like that how they usually get pinned first. But I tell you what, Adam O'Brien is the exception to this rule because he's had a lot of time, and I think the Knights board have given him a bit more time than he needs.
Because you do have a good squad. You've got good players. There's a good team in there. But he just can't pick it to save his life.
He's just got to allow him time to gel.
He was making too many changes too often. There was no consistency.
As I said, he's basically Kyle in Supercoach. Just chop and change.
Like even Ponga, the player that he is, if you don't know how to run off the ball player and you don't get the consistency of where that ball player is going to be and how they're going to play the game and where they're going to put the players, he can't then get comfortable in his own game, knowing where he needs to be and what he needs to do. And then as soon as Ponga starts doing too much, trying too hard, he looks just as bad.
It becomes two-dimensional, easy to read, Anyway.
And the more times he puts himself in that line, the more chance he has a concussion, the more chance he's looking at sitting on the sidelines with Christian Welch.
Wow. Jake, who's your 16?
Fuck, we unloaded on the Knights then.
I know, and I just love hearing it. 'Cause obviously from people who, very...
That
I'd
understand
say
football.
he's got that fire in him,
Oh,
but I can clearly see he's got that fire on him.
Because there's no point arguing. Because I haven't seen that we've improved the last few years. And suddenly now
Oh,
it's
no,
gonna be
you
done.
definitely improved, but you've gone backwards
We haven't gone
in this
backwards, though.
off-season.
Anyway. For
Who we got
more-
coming last? Oh, no, 16th. My bad.
For more actual reasons, because they're, losing a lot of players, injuries, and I just don't know where else to put them. And because I knew this was happening about Newcastle tonight, I've got the fucking Roosters at 16th. Done.
Look, I'm not going to be salty about that because if
And
things...
they're not
if
going to
things-
come 16th. I know that.
No,
but I had nowhere else to
look,
put them.
I'm going to be real. If we're only a few injuries away, and we know the Roosters are good for injuries, from having our whole season derailed real quick.
But
Put it this way, I reckon it's the system that keeps you from that bottom half of the ladder.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
If-
And they've got the
if
coach.
you're-
They're
if
not
you're
gonna
the,
come
you know,
16th.
See, the thing is with...
Keep laying shit on him. If you're the Knights or if you're the Dragons or if you're the Titans with that same team, you probably are finishing that low.
Yeah.
But the system and the coach that you have, that probably gives you 5 or 6 more wins there
So-
just for that.
Trent Robinson has only
And
missed
the
the final...
referees.
Oh, fucking... We're the most penalised team in the comp, brother. Anyway, with Trent Robinson's only missed the finals once, and he did a really good job of that. We did. I'm not sure if we got the spoon,
glad
but
he's-
we got fucking close.
I'm glad he's used to that feeling because he's going to be copping it again this year.
Oh, so look, if we did finish 16th, I wouldn't be completely surprised. I'd be fucking pissed.
Hey, you
But-
almost want to hope for 17th because then you can only get better from there, baby. Because next year's definitely going to be better for you
Fuck
than
that.
this year.
I'm giving up on rugby league if we get 17th.
Deal?
Anyway, good spray, but go
I
fuck
can't wait
yourself.
for that because then next year it'll just be the Muttlay 2.
Yeah, hey, fuck you, then. I'm going the
Edit it
Finns.
yourself.
I'm going the Finns at 16. I disagree with the with their depth. I don't know if they've got a lot. Oh, they added Finny Fuiaki.
The depth, though, like he said, both their feeder teams made the final in the cup.
I think there's just too much pressure on the hammer. Really, like Katoa, he could step up. There's a lot of ifs with the Dolphins. Like if they finished higher and are about 11 or 10 at the end of the season, I'm not surprised by that. But there's just a lot of ifs around them for me. That's why I've got them down that low. I'm just like, if everything goes right, they're going to go well. If it doesn't, well, it's a bad time to be a Dolphins fan.
What a way to end it.
Yeah, I
And
know.
if it
Done.
doesn't, done.
Done.
Righto, into the old fucking lucky last.
And yeah, I don't like writing this, but I had to pick a team to come last, and I guess because it's a team that always just annoys me, pisses me off. I hate talking about them because I feel like they could do so good, but they never do.
Yeah, you already said the Roosters, brother.
Fuck the Roosters.
Who would it be?
It's the Gold Coast Titans for me coming last.
Oh, yeah.
Hey!
Which I don't like. 'cause
Hey.
I want
win a chicken dinner.
Yeah, I want them to
Oh,
do
the
better,
Perriers.
but
Look at you
they
go.
They just piss me off, and I don't, You look at their team, man. Nearly their whole forward pack has played Origin or for their country. They got these sexy as halves, but they're all shit. And then their wingers and centers are fast and fit and firing, but they just can't play football.
I'm going to tell you this.
And now they've even got a good coach. Well, maybe he was a good coach. Jez has, and they're still I just hate talking about the Gold Coast Titans. And I would hate to be their fan because that would piss me off even more.
All I'm saying is there's one reason that they won't get the spoon,
Yeah.
and that's Tino, Fa'a, Su'a, Mawa, Ali.
That
There's two of them in there now too.
to be honest, Tino was half the reason why I was trying to find a spot higher for the Titans, but I couldn't. I couldn't.
Because I'm
I'm
already talking shit getting the Roosters at 16th. I was like, I'll put them last. I'm like, they're not going to come last.
The only thing is that I could probably go like a straight swap maybe for the Cowboys at 14 and put the Cowboys at last.
Because
That's the only place I can find a spot for them.
But then Cowboys
'Cause I
have Dearden and Drinky, who you think are going to win more games, and the Gold Coast
what the
halves was
Titans
fine.
could-
So
yeah,
it's like,
I know.
I don't know.
Well, that's
this
why
is so hard.
I had the Titans higher than the Eels and Knights. I just think that they can score more points than them. That's like that sort of end was like, okay, yes, they're all probably going to leak points, but who could possibly score the most?
Yeah,
That's why that I've got them ahead of the Eels and the Knights.
And I'm guessing that's why you got your team coming last because you're like, they can't score points.
Yeah, and like you said, you can't write them off,
But you have.
but I have. I just can't see the Raiders doing anything. And we said it last year, and we said they were going to be shit, and they just kept winning those fucking ugly games. Like you said, no one wants to play in Canberra. It gets fucking cold. It's miserable. No one wants to play there on a fucking Thursday night, and they just scrape away these wins. Like, what they start last year, like 3-0 or something stupid?
Yep.
I'm sure they were 4, and then, there was just a few games, and they almost made the finals.
Yep.
I can't see them going again. But it's likely to be proven wrong that they'll probably come 9th. And I'll have to swap them with the Roosters, and the Roosters will get the duck eggs.
you can get fucked. Give you duck eggs.
So, yeah, the Raiders and
The
the Titans for the Spoon Bowl in the Spooneroo.
And I don't know if I love it, but we have not mentioned 7 teams at all. I think 7.
Should be 9.
No, it should be 8.
8?
7.
But I haven't mentioned one that you both did.
And I haven't mentioned one that you both did.
And I've got, yeah.
So 7 teams.
Stay tuned.
That's why I'm the host, guys. I've already worked it out.
You've
But
already
anyway,
worked it out.
That is the Muttlay Krews predicted 9 to 17 on the ladder. These are always hard and fun, but you look at this in hindsight, and it's also fun.
And we're the 3 best friends that anyone could have.
But I love how
Yeah, right. I see you. Bye.
I love our dickhead over here. I've got fucking Roosters at 16th, and he's still got them, and he's fucking not this ladder. Anyway,
You
get
still
around
got them
it.
in this, not this ladder.
So
Yeah, no, I said them.
Yeah. Right.
no, you didn't.
No, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. Good to be in front of the mic. And
Some
Are you
rub
in
and
front of
egg.
the mic or
Looking
behind the
forward
mic?
to it. And
Because
we'll
from this angle, you're behind.
depends on how you want to hit it.
catch you next week for the top 8,
Preferably with a
baby,
paper bag.
or the next podcast for 1 to 8 to see who we got winning,
Someone say bag.
winning and dealing.
Someone say KFC.
Gross. I'm getting hungry though.
Hi,
Love
hungry.
yous. Up the
I'm
dogs.
Jamaica.
Up the dogs.
I mean, up the mutts.